Hello. So, good afternoon, Vandal. So, we have previously we discussed about the induced EMFs. Sorry, getting my voice? Are you hearing my voice? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you. So, the induced EMF are classified into two types. One is dynamically induced EMF and statically induced EMF. Again, the statically induced EMF are subdivided into mutual induced EMF and self-induced EMF. Okay, so mutual induced EMF is usually in whenever the current is flowing through a coil. Okay, and when there are two coils are in near. Okay, when the current is flowing through the coil, it produces the magnetic field. That magnetic field will cut the another coil, and due to that, the EMF will be induces in another coil. Okay, that will be identified by using voltmeter. Okay, so the EMF is induced due to the another coil is considered as mutually induced EMF. Okay, the flux linkage which cuts the coil on the secondary wire, and due to that the EMF will be induces in the another coil, and the process of this generation of EMF in another coil will be considered as mutually induced EMF. The EMF will be produced at output of the coil is considered as mutually induced EMF. Okay. Okay. Similarly, for consider the another coil, this is the coil B and A. So same, whereas in the previous, the current is flowing in the coil A. So now the current is flowing through the coil B. So due to this, the flux will be generated in the coil B. The flux will be generated in the coil B, and due to that, the EMF will be induced in coil A. Okay, so this is mutually. So it may be generated from coil A to coil B or from B to coil A. Okay, like that, it will produce the mutual induced EMF. EMF will be due to the another coil. That is mutual inductance or mutual induced EMF. And another one is the self-induced EMF. Self-induced EMF. So in this, whenever the EMF will be induces the same coil. There is no two coils. Okay, two coils are not there. Okay, the EMF will be induces in the same coil, single coil. Okay. So that self-inductance or the coefficient of self-inductance is represented in different ways. Okay, so here L indicates the inductance. So we can call it as a coefficient of self-induction or inductance, self-inductance. L is equals to N into pi by I. N is the number of turns, and pi is the flux linkages, and I is the current which is flowing through the coil. So the self-inductance units are Henry. The units of the inductance is called as Henry, and the unit of capacitance is farads, and unit of resistance is ohm. And unit of resistance is ohms, unit of the capacitance is farads, and the unit of the self-inductance or inductance is Henry. Okay, so these are different ways we can represent the self-inductance. L, so L is equals to N pi by I, and we can also represent L is equals to mu naught into mu r into A into N square by L. And similarly, the EMF across the inductor, the EMF, induced EMF, self-induced EMF EL is represented as minus of L into di by dt. So here di by dt represents the change of the current. Di by dt represents the change of the current. Then only the EMF will be induced in the coil. Okay. So here L is the inductance value. So like this we can represent the L value, inductance value in three different formulas. And the energy stored in an inductor is of Li square. Okay. And for the mutual inductance, so mutual inductance also represented in different ways. That is, we can also represent in three ways. That is, we can represent coefficient of mutual inductance as M. Mutual inductance will be represented as M. And for this also units are Henrys only. So here we'll consider two coils. For mutual inductance, we will consider two coils, N1 and N2. Each one is having the turns N1 and N2. Each coil is having. And coefficient of mutual inductance between two coils is defined as the Weber turns in one coil due to the 1 ampere current in another. Okay. So here mutual inductance M is equals to N2 into pi 1 by I1. So pi 1 is the flux of the coil A and I1 is the current in the coil A, and whereas N2 is the number of turns in the coil B. Okay. So like this the mutual inductance M is equals to N2 into pi 1 by I1. So like this we can represent the mutual inductance between two coils. And so in another manner, M is equals to N1 into N2 by L by mu naught into mu r into A. So whereas L by mu naught into mu r into A is the reactance, and it will represent as S. So mutual inductance M is equals to N1 into N2 by S. Here the units are Henry. And the EMF induced mutual induced EMF in the second coil. Okay, so because the coil, the EMF will be induced in the second coil only. So that is represented as minus M into di1 by dt. This is the EMF induces in the second coil. EMF induces in the second coil, and that is equals to minus M into di1 by dt. Whereas I1 is the current in the first coil. Due to this change of the current only, the flux will be changes, and that change in flux will be cuts the second coil. Okay, so the due to that the mutual inductance is the M between the two coils, and the EM is the induced EMF produced in the second coil. So like this we can represent the mutual inductance in the three different ways. So the another one is coefficient of coupling. How we can make the coupling between these two coils? So that will be represented by using this formula. K is equals to M by root of L1 into L2. M is the mutual inductance. Mutual inductance between two coils, and L1 and L2 are the self inductance of the individual coils, L1 and L2. And where is K is the coefficient of coupling. So here the K value is defined as ratio of mutual inductance actually present between the two coils to the maximum possible value. And it is the one. If the flux due to the one coil completely links with the another, the value of K is unity. See here, the value of K is unity when these two coils are completely linked. Between these two coils, the coils should be linked completely. So there is, if the distance is very small, then the coils will be completely linked, and then the K value is 1. So either K value is either 1 or 0. The flux of one coil does not at all link with another, then K value is 0. Okay, so like this the coefficient of coupling value K values are only two, either 0 or 1. Okay, between the flux linkage between these two coils is not there, then K value is 0 and completely links with each other, then we can say K value is 1. So like this, the coefficient of coupling K is equals to m by root of uh, um, root of L1 into L2. See here, when K value is 1, coils are said to be tightly coupled. Okay, and K value is 0, those are magnetically isolated. So there is no linkage between the two coils. So the another topic that is corresponds to rise and decay of current in an inductive circuit. So in the capacitive circuits, we are saying about the voltage rise and decrease of the capacitor. So whereas the capacitor is the storage of the, it will stores the voltage, whereas in this inductive, so the production of the magnetic field and the production of the EMF will depends upon the change of the current, so variation of the current. So in the inductive circuit, we will see how the current will be changes. Okay, so that we will see. Uh, Consider the first case, the rise of the current in an inductor. Suppose we have a resistor, okay, so an inductor, okay, and here we have voltage. So here we have a switch is there, and this is another one. This is the point A and the point B. Okay, so this is the voltage V, and this is the resistance R, and this is the inductor value L, and the voltage across the resistor is I into R, or this is I into R, and the voltage across the inductor is, we can consider VL, and that is equals to minus of L into di by dt, di by dt. Okay, so the applied voltage, so whenever first of all you consider this the switch S, this is the S switch, okay, this one. Okay, so first of all initially we will connect the switch S to A. Then what happens? The current will flows in this direction, okay, and the current will be flows through the inductor. Okay, so initially there is no flux, due to that the current through the inductor is flows, okay, and it will be acts as a short circuit, okay. So here V is equals to the sum of these two voltages, the voltage drop across resistor and the voltage across the inductor. Okay, so that is the rise of the current. Okay, after certain amount of the time, the current will be rises and settle down, and it will be exponentially increases. It will be increases in the form of the exponential. Okay, so that we'll see how it will be exponential. We'll see. So for that, the rise of the current in the inductor circuit, consider this network. Okay, so I think you are getting the concepts clear or not? I want some clarification. So we have said that V is equals to VR into VL. Hello? So V is equals to VR into VL. So VR is nothing but the voltage drop across the resistor, and VL is the voltage drop across the inductor. Okay, and VL is equals to L into di by dt. Okay, so with this equation, V minus so you bring this IR to the left side, that is V minus IR is equals to L into di by dt, and separating di by V minus IR is equals to dt by L. So are you getting my presentation?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay. Thank you. So V is equals to VR plus VL, and whereas VR is the I into R and VL is the L into di by dt, and bringing this IR to the left side, V minus IR is equals to L into di by dt. So separating the I terms, okay, so that is di by so here di by V minus R is equals to dt by L. Okay, so multiplying both sides with minus R, we will get minus R into di by V minus IR is equals to dt into minus R into dt by L. Okay, this one equation 1 will come, and integrating both sides will get, okay, so we'll get log of V minus IR is equals to minus R by L into dt. For that dt, it is integration of t plus k. Okay, so we have to find the k value. So the k value is considered from the initial conditions. Initial conditions here it is initial conditions t is equals to 0 when time t is equals to 0, and the initially time t is equal to 0, the current is 0. Okay, there is no current through the inductor. Okay, that's why we will substitute t value and I value in the equation 2. So then what happens? I value is 0 and t value is 0. Then this becomes as k is equals to log of v. K is equals to log of v. Okay, log of v. And again, we can substitute this k value in the equation 2. Equation, that is minus R by L into t plus log of v. Log of v here. Okay, so here bring the log of v to the left side. Okay, and from that we can obtain the log of a minus log of b is equals to log of a by b. Based upon that, this log of v minus ar minus log of v will becomes as log of v minus ar by log of v, that is equals to minus r by l into t. And by applying the exponential here, this becomes v minus ir by v is equals to exponentially minus rl by t. Okay, here bring this r by downside, that is l by r, then becomes as lambda. Lambda is equals to l by r. Lambda is equals to l by r. Okay, so with this we can get the 1 minus I into r by v. From here, v by v minus ir by v. V will cancel, we get 1 minus I into r by v is equals to e power of minus t by lambda. Okay, so from this, so bring this e power of minus t by lambda to the left side and minus I into r by v right side. Okay, and from this I we will have to find out the I value. So I is equals to v by r into 1 minus e power of minus t by lambda. I is equals to v by r into 1 minus e power of, same this one, I think we got it. So v by r into 1 minus e power of minus t by lambda. So here v by r is corresponds to Im. V by r is nothing but current. Okay, and here it is the Im. Im is the maximum current. This Im is corresponds to v by r. That is when the current when the time t is equals 0. Okay, so here this is the exponential equation whose graph is shown in figure. So here the rise of the current, okay, it is exponentially increasing. So if you consider, what I'm pausing. So this is exponentially increasing and it will reach as the maximum value of current Im. It will reach as the maximum value of Im. Okay, and I is equals to the current I is equals to Im into 1 minus e power of minus t by lambda. So that is the equation. Okay, so if the time t is equals to, so we will see if the time t is equals to lambda, then what happens? So when time t is equals to lambda, so in this equation, we'll substitute the lambda, t is equals to lambda, then this becomes as e power of minus 1. So from that we will get the 0.632 into Im. So the time constant, this is called as time constant. Lambda is called as the time constant, one time constant. So for the rising of the current, this is the Im, okay, and this is the maximum current Im, okay, and for the rising of the current to the 63.2% of the Im, this is the 63.2% of the Im. Okay, so and this particular time is called as time period of the inductor circuit. This is the T. In some cases, it is called as the lambda. Okay, so for the inductor circuits, lambda is equals to, consider as the L by R. So already we are obtained. L by R is the time constant for the inductor circuit, whereas capacitor circuit it is CR. Remember this too. For the capacitor circuit, the time constant is CR or RC, whereas for inductor, time constant it is L by R. Okay, so to reach the maximum value of the current, this current through the inductor, so it will take around 5 time constants, 5 lambda. So then it will reach us the maximum value. Suppose this is the one lambda is 1, then like that it will takes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 seconds, we can say. So 5 seconds of time it will takes to reach the maximum current IM. Okay. So most of the increase of the current is in the first time constant only. After that, the increase of the or rise of the current is decreases. Okay. So because this particular period, initially this is 0, initially time t is equal to 0. After time is going on, the current through the inductor will be increases exponentially. After certain time period, so it will be decrease its rate of changing. Okay, and that rate of change did that after that the current will be constant. So that constant will be obtained after 5 time constants, that is 5 lambda. Similarly, in the capacitor circuits also, it will takes the voltage to get the maximum value. It will takes 5 time constants. Okay, so that is the same for the inductor circuit also. So the time constant of the inductor circuit is considered as, or it is defined as, the amount of the time taken for the current to reach the 63.2% of the maximum value will be considered as the time constant. So the time during which the current actually rises to 0.632 of its maximum steady value. Here the steady value is nothing but the maximum current. Okay. So like that we will obtain the I value. Suppose I want to find out the current. I want to find out the current at 4 time constants. Then how we will do? Suppose we have to find out the current at 4 t or 4 lambda. Then the time t is equals to 4 lambda. So substitute t value in this equation, t in the place of t, substitute 4 lambda, that is e power of 4 lambda minus 4 lambda by lambda, and it gives e power of minus 4. It gives e power of minus 4, and from that we will calculate the 1 minus e power of minus 4 value, and that will multiply with the maximum. So like that we can find out the current at any time. Okay. So this is the current when time t is equals to lambda, that is one time constant. This is the current value. So similarly, we can find out the at any time we can find out the current through the inductor circuit. And similarly, we have a decrease of current in an inductor circuit. So in the previously we have seen that the current will be through the inductor will be increases when that circuit is connected at point A. Circuit is connected at point A. So this is the resistor, and this is the inductor, and this is the switch is connected to point A, and here it is we are applied some voltage. So in this case the current is rising through the R and L. So this is the point A and this is the point B, and this is the switch S. Okay. So for find out the decay of the current or decrease of the current, we have to make the switch is connected from A to B. The switch is connected to A to B. Okay. Then what happens? There is no voltage sources. Now the current will be flows in the reverse direction, because the current will be increases. I mean the current will be stored in the inductor. The current will be stored in the inductor. That's why now we are short circuited. By connecting the switch to B, we are short circuited. Then the current which is present in the coil will be connected to B, and it is short circuited like this. In this way direction, the current will be flows in this direction. Okay. So Then we have to find out the current, how the current in the inductor will be changes when it is short circuited. So initially it is maximum value, it will be decreases to the 0 value by connecting the switch to B, or it is short circuited. So for the finding of the derivation of decay or decrease of current in an inductor, so from this equation V is equals to IR plus Ln di by dt. Okay, and here, so we are disconnected from source. That's why from this equation V is equals to 0. V is equals to 0, and from that we will get IR is equals to minus Ln di by dt, or Ln di by dt is equals to minus IR. Okay, so V is equals to 0. I bring the IR to the left side, and from that we will get the Ln di by dt is equals to minus IR. And here again we have to separate the I terms. Okay, so di by, bring this I to this side, and dt to that side. Okay, R into dt by L is denominator, minus R by L into dt, and again now integrating on both sides we will get, so log of I is equals to minus R by L into t, so plus k. Again we have to find out the k value. So k value is obtained as, again considering the initial conditions. Here the initial conditions are nothing but when the circuit is short circuited, what is the current? Okay, so when the switch is connected to point B, the current is maximum current which is stored in the inductor. The maximum current which is stored in the inductor. So that maximum current is nothing but the Im. Okay, and at that moment the time is equals to 0. Okay, so this is the equation. Okay, so from here to find out the k value, we have to understand that when the switch is connected from A to B, at that moment what is the value of the current which is in the inductor. So at that moment the value of the current is the maximum value it will be stores. Okay, so that's why I is equals to Im, and at that time the time t is equals to 0. Okay, so we are disconnected from A to and connected to B. Okay, so from that, after connecting the point B, at that moment the time t is equals to 0. From that point, how the current will be decreases, that we will see. So coming to here, at time t is equals to 0 and the maximum current is Im. So substituting here, log of Ei is equals minus RL by T into K when t is equals to 0 and I is equals to Im. Substituting here, t is equals to 0 and I is equals to Im, log Im, and k is equals to log of Im. Now again substitute this k value in this equation. Okay, by substituting k value it will becomes as minus R by L into T plus log of Im, Okay, so again bring this log of Im to the left side, it becomes as minus of log Im, and from that it will be becomes as I by Im. So this is the log of, see here, this is the log of I by Im is equals to minus R by L into T, and applying the exponential. So on the both sides we will get I by Im is equals to e power of minus R by L into T, and from this I is equals to Im into e power of minus R by L into T. So like this we will get the this is the exponential decreasing. We will get the current in the exponential decreasing. So in this case also we will see bring this R2 to the denominator, then it becomes L by R. L by R is equals to lambda. Okay, So that gives us T by lambda. That gives us T by lambda. Lambda is nothing but the time constant of the inductor circuit, and it will given as L by R. Okay. So you will find out the again when time t is equals to lambda, what is the current? So that is a substituting t is equals to lambda, this becomes as e power of minus 1, and I is equals to Im into e power of minus 1. That is becomes as 0.37 into Im. Okay. So here the current will be, initially it is at time t is equals to 0, the time t is equals to, it becomes as the maximum current Im. Okay, and it will be decreases, exponentially decreases. Okay, so the time constant is nothing but when the current will be reaches to the 37% of the Im value. So assume that this is the 37% or 0.37 of Im, 0.37 of the Im. So maximum current of 0.37. Okay, and up to that point, when the Im is reaches to this point, and corresponding time will be considered as the time period, that is given as lambda. So we can also represent the time period when the current is rising and when the current is decreasing. When the current is rising, it is equals to 0.632 into Im, whereas the current is decreasing, it is equals to 0.37 into Im. Okay, so like this we can represent the increasing and decreasing currents of the inductor circuit. Okay, so the session is closing within 1 minute. Okay. So the participant list. So this strength should be increased. This is not sufficient.